and. I like tea and coffee. I like tea and coffee. But. She is tired but happy. She is tired but happy. Or. Do you want tea or juice? Do you want tea or juice? So. It was late, so I went home. It was late, so I went home. Because. I stayed home because it was raining. I stayed home because it was raining. Although. Although he was sick, he went to work. Although he was sick, he went to work. Though. She smiled, though she was sad. She smiled, though she was sad. Even though. Even though it rained, we played outside. Even though it rained, we played outside. While. I listened to music while cooking. I listened to music while cooking. Whereas. He likes coffee, whereas she prefers tea. He likes coffee, whereas she prefers tea. Since. Since it is cold, wear a jacket. Since it is cold, wear a jacket. As. I left as I was tired. I left as I was tired. Until. Wait here until I come back. Wait here until I come back. Unless. You will fail unless you study. You will fail unless you study. If. If it rains, we will stay home. If it rains, we will stay home. Only if. I will help you only if you ask. I will help you only if you ask. Provided that. provided that. You can borrow my book provided that you return it. You can borrow my book provided that you return it. In case. In case. Take an umbrella in case it rains. Take an umbrella in case it rains. Even if. Even if. I will go even if it is late. I will go even if it is late. As soon as. As soon as. Call me as soon as you arrive. Call me as soon as you arrive. Before. Before. Wash your hands before eating. Wash your hands before eating. After. After. We went for a walk after dinner. We went for a walk after dinner. Once. Once. Once you finish, let me know. Once you finish, let me know. When. When. I was happy when I saw you. I was happy when I saw you. Whenever. Whenever. You can call me whenever you need. You can call me whenever you need. Where. Where. Sit where you like. Sit where you like. Wherever. Wherever. I will follow you wherever you go. I will follow you wherever you go. Because of. Because of. The game was canceled because of the rain. The game was canceled because of the rain. Due to. Due to. The flight was delayed due to fog. The flight was delayed due to fog. Thanks to. Thanks to. I passed the test thanks to your help. I passed the test thanks to your help. As a result. As a result. He studied hard. As a result, he passed. He studied hard. As a result, he passed. Therefore. Therefore. It is late, therefore we must go. It is late, therefore we must go. Thus. thus. He was ill, thus he stayed home. He was ill, thus he stayed home. Hence. Hence. Prices are high, hence fewer people are buying. Prices are high, hence fewer people are buying. Consequently. Consequently. She didn't study, consequently, she failed. She didn't study, consequently, she failed. In order to. In order to. I left early in order to catch the bus. I left early in order to catch the bus. So that. So that. I spoke slowly so that he could understand. I spoke slowly so that he could understand. 4. 4. I stayed home for I was tired. I stayed home for I was tired. Like. Like. She sings like a bird. She sings like a bird. As if. As if. He acts as if he knows everything. He acts as if he knows everything. As though. As though. She looks as though she is angry. She looks as though she is angry. Rather than. Rather than. I prefer tea rather than coffee. I prefer tea rather than coffee. Instead of. Instead of. We walked instead of taking a bus. We walked instead of taking a bus. As well as. As well as. He speaks English as well as French. He speaks English as well as French. Not only, but also. Not only, but also. She is smart not only in class, but also in sports. She is smart not only in class, but also in sports. Both, and. Both, and. Both my parents and my friends supported me. Both my parents and my friends supported me. Either, or. Either, or. You can have either tea or coffee. You can have either tea or coffee. Neither nor. neither nor. She likes neither tea nor coffee. She likes neither tea nor coffee. As long as. As long as. You can stay as long as you are quiet. You can stay as long as you are quiet. Even. Even. He didn't call, not even once. He didn't call, not even once. In addition. In addition. He is kind. In addition, he is honest. He is kind. In addition, he is honest. Moreover. Moreover. She is talented. Moreover, she is hardworking. She is talented. Moreover, she is hardworking. Furthermore. Furthermore. He is rich. Furthermore, he is generous. He is rich. Furthermore, he is generous. What's more? What's more? She is smart and, what's more, very kind. She is smart and, what's more, very kind. In fact. In fact. He seems shy. In fact, he is very friendly. He seems shy. In fact, he is very friendly. Actually. Actually. I thought it was easy, but actually, it was hard. I thought it was easy, but actually, it was hard. Otherwise. Otherwise. Study hard. Otherwise, you will fail. Study hard. Otherwise, you will fail. Instead. Instead. I didn't buy a car. I took the bus instead. I didn't buy a car. I took the bus instead. In other words. In other words. He is lazy. In other words, he never works. He is lazy. In other words, he never works. For example. For example. I like fruit. For example, apples and oranges. I like fruit. For example, apples and oranges.
I like tea, but I prefer coffee. I like tea, but I prefer coffee. I like tea, but I prefer coffee. I like tea, but I prefer coffee.